Terror on the top floor. Have you ever felt like that youth pastor did, like he had to kind of trick his kids into worshiping God? You know, when our kids are little, when they're preschoolers, they're really spontaneous in their worship. And I find this too, there's not any difference between the boys and the girls. You know, they both worship God the same. If you teach them to worship God, they'll lift their hands, they'll jump up and down, they'll say, I love Jesus. But the older they get, especially with the boys, they can click into that too cool for school thing, and they get around 9 or 10 years old and all of a sudden they're too cool to lift their hands. They're too cool to jump up and down or shout and say, I love Jesus, all right? And so one of the biggest hindrances to the prayer of worship, which is what we're talking about, is pride. Pride is basically saying, I'm not going to do this thing. I'm not going to lift my hands or get excited because I'm concerned what people will think about me. Now, here's a lesson I use to teach kids about removing the stumbling block of pride, and I do this in a humorous way. We're all familiar with the character Superman, and so, the interesting thing about Superman is he doesn't do anything to hide his secret identity. Batman and Spider-Man, they wear masks, but Superman just puts on some glasses and he's Clark Kent. He takes them off and he's Superman. And here's the amazing thing, Lois can never figure it out. So this is what I call my pride glasses. And I put these up, if I'm teaching a group of kids, I'll say, if you have trouble worshiping God, if you have trouble getting excited, you're concerned about what your friends think, or you have trouble lifting your hands or jumping up and down, all you gotta do is come up here and put on your pride glasses and nobody will know who you are. And you can jump up and down, you can lift your hands, you can shout, I love Jesus, and nobody will know.